Welcome to Road Warriors, presented by AutoZone with myself, David Newbern, and
Cotten. Look at us nimbly. David!
Today we're going to embark on a 160-mile trip to one of the most legendary roads in America, the Tail of the Dragon.
You're talking 11 miles, 318 curves, all the chances for one of these to go off in the ditch.
Since this is the ultimate road trip destination, we've teamed up with the ultimate road trip store, AutoZone. Well, they'll have everything we need and nothing we don't. Cotten, what are we taking?
We put it up to a vote in social media. It was between Dave's C10 and my Dodge Omni, and apparently you all want to see us suffer.
By a landslide, the people chose the Dodge Omni.
Of course they chose the Dodge Omni. Look at it. This is a 1985 Dodge Omni Goes Like Hell GLH, baby. This is a supercar. Came factory with a 2.2 liter naturally aspirated engine that made 110 horsepower and 129 pound-feet of torque.
That's adorable.
Look, just because it ain't got that much horsepower, the size alone makes this thing worth it. This should be nimbly and dimbly around them corners.
Let's take it for a spin, load up with everything we need and nothing we don't. Let's get this road trip started the right way.
I'm on it, let's go. This is the first time I've driven this thing. That's to the floor in fourth. So let's put it in third and see what. Okay, there's superpower.
You were right, this is a supercar.
Don't be hating on it. Back in 1985, when this car was built, there wasn't much power in it, you know, as far as vehicles. So with this one only being low horsepower, 110, they had the turbo version, which was 170. That's quite a bit.
It's better than walking.
Brakes don't seem the greatest. Oh, that died. We need to jump. We left the jump box at the house.
No, it's in the trunk. This is a great start to the road trip.
Here you go. Here you go, bud. You need a key.
Oh, we might need to get this battery checked out. Try it.
Where's the keys?
Oh. This road has never traveled, only when we break down. Don't you let it die. You let it die, you're jumping it next time.
I think the battery's just so dead that the alternator ain't even doing what it's supposed to do.
Well, if the volt gauge is working, the alternator is working, the battery might just be shot. And if the gas gauge is working, we're going to be walking at about 1 mile. Well, so far you've passed 2 gas stations.
No, I got another one up here. If you want to go to the gas station, we'll go to the gas station. We'll go to this gas station right here, and then we'll get gas.
Leave it running.
If it stays running.
Oh God. I saw my life flash before my eyes.
You didn't see nothing flash. What a feeling. Flash dance. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Where's the gas tank in on this thing?
That's your car. Does it not have an arrow?
No.
Go with the driver's side.
I'm going to say it's driver's side.
You don't even move. I'm going to get out and put gas in it. You just stay. You piece of...
It'll start.
Leave it running. All right, let's switch sides.
Switch sides?
Okay.
Look at that.
All right, keep it running.
It's running.
The RPM gauge doesn't work.
That's because we're going so fast that it spun it.
It broke.
It broke it in.
It broke it.
I feel like I'm in high school again. Because everybody had like a Dodge Omni or a Plymouth Horizon.
I wasn't even 1 yet when this car came out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
How old are you?
40.
You were born in 84.
So when this car came out, when this car was sitting on the lot to be sold to you, I wasn't even 1. Think about that.
You know what's even more messed up? You look older than me.
That's because you have bad vision.
Is that what it is?
You should do a brake test. What happens? Do it.
I don't know. That's how it's on the floor. It needs brakes.
It didn't lock up nothing.
So,
and it didn't even stop.
Let's get all the brakes. All the brakey brakes to make this stop. And look how nimble this is. Look at this nimbly. Look. Dave, look. Going around corners.
Have I ever told you, like, riding passenger in vehicles that I have no control over makes me car sick sometimes? If we're going to get brakes, Just go ahead and get all the parts you need, like calipers, brake hoses, pads for the front, shoes for the back.
Okay.
Get drums for the rear.
Because of the way it felt a little bit on the goofy side, maybe let's get some lower control arms. Would rather put lower control arms and make sure it's right. Get the hubs, get all the stuff that you're talking about. Then this whole suspension should be dialed in.
I'll go ahead and get us a jack stands, drain pan, whatever we might need on this trip. I'll go ahead and get everything.
Here's the parts list. Front and rear brake components, plus new lower control arms.
Welcome to AutoZone.
All right, you
Yeah.
get the parts.
Yeah.
I'll get the tools.
Yeah.
How can I help you?
What's up, buddy? Okay, I got a car that's older than you, so be ready. It's a
ready.
1985 Dodge Omni. You ever seen one of them before?
Never.
It's cool, dude. It's a supercar. The guy I'm riding with can't drive, so I got to make sure we can stop. I need to get some front brakes, rear brakes, calipers.
We're going to replace every brake-related part on this car, so now we need to get the tools to do so. We could use their loan a tool program, but let's face it, Cotten's not going to return these tools. Let's just buy them.
Check and see if they make hubs for that.
GLH is just showing the bearing. There we
Right
go.
there. All right.
Got those as well.
We need some screwdrivers. We have 0 tools. All right, I need a cart. This isn't going to work.
Do you have lower control arms?
Let's check to see. We got
That's
the
it.
driver's side and the passenger side as well.
So my battery's kind of old.
Let me go ahead and test it for you.
Can you do that?
Yes, sir, I can.
All right, let's go test that while Dave's looking up tools. He's going to be there forever.
I have no idea what we're going to need on this road trip, so I'm going to get the biggest toolkit they offer, which is this 265-piece kit here. We'll get that. We're going to need a jack. Don't need the 3.5 ton. The car weighs probably 600 pounds. I'm going to go with the aluminum jack because it's lighter and it's gold. Why not? There's this.
This thing's been sitting for so long, we don't know if the battery is good or bad. We don't have a clue. Come here, they do a little testy test on it, and he can tell us if it's good or bad. So if it's bad, then he can get us the right one that we need.
I got bad news.
Is that bad?
The battery is bad. It's appearing to have a dead cell in it.
I would rather just get a new one, and then we'll be done with it. That's fine. Could you get the right one for this thing? Because I don't have a clue what it takes.
No, yeah, we got
Okay.
you.
Do you put it in, or do I got to put it in?
I can install it for you.
There you go. I ain't got to get dirty.
This is everything you needed.
Sweet, I got all the tools.
Let's get this taken care of, get the stuff in, and get back to your place and start wrenching.
Let's please do that. I'm excited.
Me too. Look, all we gotta do is get everything to fit, so open the back door and just throw it in. You might have to hold some stuff in your,
You
in your
just
lap.
said it was going to fit no problem.
Trust the process.
Stop!
Will it fit?
Of course it will.
Are you sure? Oh, I'm dropping stuff. Fresh battery! Actually seems to be idling a little bit better too.
Yeah, you can tell yourself that. Man, I went in the gear better.
I don't know if it went in gear better. The universe loves us. We forgot to order a major part for this. Apparently it needs a radiator.
The one
Piece-
part we didn't get from
No.
AutoZone.
Nope, piece broke. So now we're kind of figuring out a way to get it, some fluids in it, so we can get back to Newbern's and work on it. Top of this fitting broke off, and the Newbern got in there and started fishing around and realized that it's loose in there. So we're gonna get it out, then take a look at it.
Shove a piece of gum in here, screw that back in there, throw some water in it, it'll get us home. Here's a stick.
There's a tree. What does that mean?
You're using paper?
No, this is plastic.
Shove this in there.
That's not gonna work.
Why? Give me the paper.
Just put the bigger side on the inside.
You hold that, and I just lost our plug. This is part of the plug that was in the radiator. It's got about a 3/8 hole in it. I got a stick, shoved it in there. We're gonna screw it back in the radiator, fill it full of water, and then leave immediately. We made it back to the shop here. The stick that I shoved into the radiator held the water in long enough to make it back home. We will address that later after we put all this stuff right here on. We need to get the Omni jacked up, and I went with a Duralast Gold 3-ton jack. I like the larger jacks, but they're more stable, and this one's aluminum. So that way we can just throw it in and out of the car. We're not gonna use any power tools. We're gonna muscle it out just like you would if you're on the side of the road and this is all you had to deal with right here.
Caliper's off and it's hanging, but to get it loose, I got to take this brake line loose. And it looks like at one time it was replaced, but now it's so rusty that it ain't liking me at all.
All I got left is to pull the lower control arm off. This side is done. Well, stripped. Right now, Cotton's gonna finish taking the brakes off the passenger side. While he's doing that, I'm gonna do a little quick fix on the radiator, just long enough to get to the next store to replace this. I'm gonna pull the stick out and replace it with a bolt. Put some silicone around it. Radiator is patched. Tomorrow, fresh morning, we'll get all the new parts installed and hit the road. It's a fresh morning here, and we have all the parts stripped off the Omni, and we're ready to install all the new stuff. I'm gonna start with this Duralast lower control arm here. Went with this unit because it's a factory OEM replacement. It's got a new ball joint already installed, new bushings, so this thing should handle much better than the worn out stuff that was on it before.
So the control arm bolt is in a bind. It's actually down too low. So what I'm gonna do is try to alleviate some of the stress on it by jacking the bottom of the arm up. Just got the lower control arm on. And as we drove this over to AutoZone, the brakes are garbage. And we gotta make sure that the brakes work going around all those curves as the tail of the dragon. We're gonna replace the hub, the caliper, the rotor, the pads, and even the line. All this stuff will make it safer for us to handle the tail of the dragon.
These hubs are a very, very snug fit into the spindle. And I'm just gonna use a block of wood, old-fashioned way. Now time to install our rotors, and I need to brake clean these things real good because they are shipped with oil on them to keep them from rusting. So you need to make sure you get all of that off, or else they won't stop very well. Front is pretty much wrapped up. We're gonna go ahead and move to the back here and address the rear brakes. Now the back is a drum brake setup, not a disc brake setup like the front, which is common on older vehicles. We went ahead and got new brake drum, new brake shoes, and a hardware kit for these. We're gonna pull these off, see what they look like. It's not leaking, which is a good thing. If it was leaking, we'd have to put a wheel cylinder in it. All this stuff looks to be pretty old and crusty. It's got a lot of rust in it, and the brake shoe is actually coming apart right there. The rule of thumb when you're doing drum brakes is to take a good picture of everything in this area so you know how to put it back together. And always do one side at a time. In case your phone dies, you'll have another side to look at. So right now I'm going to start installing all of our new Duralast brake hardware, drum, and shoes.
Brakes and everything are done. We're gonna go ahead and put the tires on this thing, pack it, set it on the ground, and hit the road. Now that we've installed all our brake components and lower control arms, let's hit the road.
The tail of the Dragon is 160 miles away. How does it feel, Cotten?
Well, stopping wise, we haven't stopped enough, but I can tell it's working a little bit better than what it was before. But now this feels a lot better because before it was a little bit more wobbly. And I can say that the control arms were not in perfect health.
I think on the next straightaway, when it's nice and clear,
Brake
I want
check.
you to slam on the brakes.
Brake check it.
When I mean slam on the brakes, I mean
Slam them.
pretend there's somebody walking across the street in front of you, not me. Walking across the street in front of you, and you don't want to hit them.
I would swerve out of
I
the
will
way.
let you know. I will let you know when I see somebody in the street, and you got to react. Ah! That was
Told
better.
you.
That was better.
I know it was better.
Why do you always like throw it out of gear and get lost in the gears when you do that?
Because this thing's
what
like
are you
freaking-
doing?
I'm trying to get it into
All you
gear.
gotta do is push the clutch in.
Nah, because it goes down below the thing and then the threshold's beyond the threshold. So that when you take off, you're like this. Yo.
This thing has a random misfire. It
It
definitely
does.
needs a tune-up.
It does.
There's no telling when the last time that was done.
I guarantee 19 million years ago.
The brakes work better at least.
They work real good.
So we're a couple hours from our destination.
Uh-huh.
What I'm thinking about doing is just doing an online order with AutoZone.
If we're gonna do that, can I trust your radiator? But I would rather have a new radiator.
Excuse me?
I trust your radiator, but I'd rather have a new radiator.
So radiator.
Yeah.
All right. I got all the coolant related things in the cart. So, all right, I'm gonna do cap. All right, here's a cap and rotor button.
Okay.
Got that. Plugs.
Wires. If we're gonna talk electronics, get a voltage regulator.
What else?
PCV valve.
All right, PCV. Got it. Fuel filter. How rusted is this tank?
Grab a couple of fuel filters. I don't know.
So rusty. Got it. All right. Belts. Let's get some belts.
Yes.
All right. We'll get confirmation when it's ready to be picked up.
To get the Omni dialed in for the tail of the Dragon, we need to beef up the cooling system with new radiator and hoses and give it a general tune-up to solve this weird misfire.
Everything is ready for pickup.
Okay, I'll get all the fluids, you get all the other stuff. AutoZone.
Get in the zone.
It's actually doing pretty decent, I think.
I'm impressed with the little car.
Of course.
We need some hand wipes too.
Well, I'll get all the fluids and the hand wipes because I'm dirty.
I'll get the parts.
Good.
How you doing, sir? Welcome to AutoZone. What brings you in today?
Online order for David Newbern.
David Newbern, let me get that for you.
Thank you.
This is number one on the agenda. I am tired of being dirty today. Oh, we're gonna change the fluids in this bad dog, which means we're changing the oil. And these things are great. All you gotta do is put a 3/8 ratchet on it. Tick, tick, you done.
Need to do an oil change in the Omni. That should be enough. Sweet.
All right, sir. Here's your online order. What are you working on today?
Have you ever heard of a 1985 Dodge Omni?
Yes, sir. Been a long time since I've seen one, though.
We're taking this one to the tail of the Dragon.
Sounds fun.
And we need to figure out this oil. Oh, yeah, the STP sand. Stuff works really good. Now I need to get me some coolant. We'll need 2 of these with that new radiator.
Got everything we need?
And nothing we don't.
Sweet. All right, I got all that handled.
Yeah.
I'll pay for this, then we can hit the road.
All right, let's get it paid and go.
All right, let me get you checked out, sir.
It has been a long day.
But it's gonna be a good day tomorrow.
Yeah, let's wrench on this tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Then head to the Dragon.
The Dragon.
We're at Paradise Drag Strip in Calhoun, Georgia, and our friends have gave us permission to work on this junk in their parking lot. We stopped by AutoZone yesterday and picked up a whole bunch of parts to make this thing run better. We got everything for a tune-up, change all the fluids, a new radiator.
So let's get this up in the air and get to work.
That sounds good. Did you get the race-only oil?
That's what we need in this bad dog. The super oil
Guided learning hours
goes like hell.
is what GLH stands for.
Does not. You're dumb.
Everything is pretty much removed. Now I'm going to install our brand new Duralast power steering belt and our alternator belt. An easy way to tell if you need to replace your belt is to kind of pinch it, and if you see a bunch of dry rotting cracks in there, it needs to be replaced. The old ones were dry rotted, and the last thing you want to happen on the Dragon is to lose one of those belts. I do not want to break down on the side of a mountain, so I'm gonna throw these on there, get those adjusted nice and tight, and then I'll help Cotten finish up our tune-up.
Driving this thing, we've learned a lot. It likes RPM because the gearing's kind of messed up in it. Being that way, we know the engine's gonna get hot, especially going up and down the hills at the tail of the Dragon. So we end up getting this Duralast radiator, and I'm totally impressed. It's all aluminum with welded seams. It's straight up like a race car radiator. That's because we got a race car. This whole radiator debacle is something we did not plan in our budget, I tell you that. So we're gonna try to keep the budget down by using the factory fan. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer all the fan over and all the stuff and get it right back in the car. It would be cool and good.
The alternator belt is installed. Waylon, what do you think? I got it installed, bud. It's adjusted. We're almost ready for the tail of the Dragon. You want to go? You want to go on the tail of the Dragon? Here, hand this to Cotten. Cotten needs that. Will you hand that to Cotten?
Radiator is all together. Let's put this in. Newbern got the belts done. We're moving along pretty good.
I'm gonna throw in a new PCV valve. This controls crankcase ventilation. This thing makes so much horsepower, it's gonna be able to breathe. And these get clogged. So an easy way to tell if they're not clogged, if you hear that, you're good. But if you shake one of these and you don't hear nothing, it's probably clogged.
Getting ready to put the lower radiator hose, and the Duralast preformed hoses are really good, so they fit great.
Moving on with our tune-up here. The car acts like it has like a misfire sometimes at the red light, and I'm paranoid that it's gonna die. So what we're gonna do is replace everything in the ignition system. We got a new rotor button and a cap here. That was a whole kit. We've got new plug wires, new plugs. One of the reasons you wanna replace your rotor button is this can get burnt and corroded. And as this spins in the cap, it can have a random misfire because it won't fire on every cylinder every time. So if it like skips one, you can feel that when you're at a stoplight or if you're driving the car. And you can tell this one's pretty burnt up there where it contacts the cap, and then here where it actually sends fire to the cap. These are pretty lean.
That's real lean.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what plug they put in it, they could have put the wrong plug in it. It could be fuel filter, it could be the fact that the rotor button was shot.
Right,
and there's a number of things it could be.
No matter what we're doing here is just a plus to everything that's happening.
It'll for sure run better.
So as soon as you're done with the plugs there.
Okay.
this part of the tune-up will be done. You need to replace that fuel filter, run the radiator hose, change the voltage regulator to make sure it's getting the right voltage for the alternator, top the fluids off, and see if we got any leaks or anything like that, and we'll be good. Dave, with a race car, you get a little shield over the top of all that stuff. See that? You see that, Dave? You get a shield with that.
I wonder what the purpose of that is.
Huh?
Wonder why.
Wonder what?
Wonder why.
Because it's a race car. When are you gonna learn? Just say, Cotten, you're right, it's a race car.
Okay, so somebody just put a random screw in there that doesn't
Yeah, I know.
fit, and it's just
But
there.
that's part of race car. Because why? Because race car. Right?
It's a supercar.
Supercar.
It's not a race car, it's a supercar.
Dude, what's the difference?
A lot of race cars outrun a supercar.
Ooh, there's a lot of people fighting on them words.
They know this is a fact.
Listen,
Bring a supercar to the drag strip.
it
and
depends.
you will get embarrassed.
And you know what they'll say? We gotta road race it.
Yeah,
We got, you know what I mean? We gotta road race. You like that road race and stuff?
I don't know, I've never done it legally. This thing's definitely original.
That's cool.
It's never been replaced. So, got the old Chrysler logo on the front of it. So it's probably a good idea that we swap this out.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it though.
Put it on your wall.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't be doing this, to be honest with you. My rap sheet's not that great with electronics and alternators, especially. I might let Cotten do this, because if it catches on fire, it will be my fault. You want to do this? This is the charging system. I have a,
Dude,
there's
I
a
trust
tattoo
you.
on my arm.
But you're not
because
that. You're not
this is
that
so bad.
person. Like, just because you have horrible luck, does not mean that it catches on fire because it's
No,
you.
I'm not saying I'm not going to do it correctly, but my luck. We don't need bad luck as far as the charging system goes. What this does is it takes the voltage from the alternator and regulates it to a certain volt, like 13 volts. And if it doesn't reach a certain voltage, the car won't charge, it'll die, or if it goes too high, stuff melts. So you want to make sure that the charging system is working properly. So we're going to go ahead and throw a new one on there so we don't have to worry about it.
Or a little STP seeing high mileage. It's really easy to do a tune-up. You can walk into AutoZone, talk to the friendly staff there, and they can get you any part that you need. It's easy. Unbolt, put it back on. Easy. Oil's in, coolant goes in next. You know what this means, don't you?
The cooling system's upgraded. The tune-up is complete. It's time to hit the road for the tail of the dragon. Let's go.
It feels like it's way smoother.
Way smoother.
I can already tell you now that it's running way better than it was before.
Look,
So we made it!
yeah! Tennessee State line. That's one step closer to the tail of the dragon.
I'm starting to like this little car.
You're the only 10 I see. You want to stop? Newbern, David, stop. This ride has been pretty epic. I'm telling you, this thing is a whole new vehicle ever since tune-up and everything that we've done to it. This has been a good ride.
I'm very impressed. I've grown to love the little Omni. Almost as much as I love old buildings like this.
Oh, yeah.
This looks like it used to be an old muffler shop. There's a lot of cool stuff inside. There's a Ford Torino exactly like we use on the show.
Is it?
Dude, it's the same body style and everything. Old wheels and tires sitting everywhere. Oh man.
Look at the Coke machine. It's got old radios up in there.
There's a 55 Chevrolet grill right here in the window.
Whole building's gonna fall apart from ants inside of it, but
I would love to have something like this.
if you don't go explore and go to these small towns and go down these beaten paths, you're never gonna find the cool stuff, ever. Okay, we're getting ready to go to Tail Dragon. We made it.
Yes.
We just cruised this bad dog 160 miles to make it here to this glorious junction, the Tail of the Dragon.
Yeah, right now we are in between Tennessee and North Carolina, the very start of the Tail of the Dragon, which is 318 turns in just 11 miles. Think about that. That's like 28 to 30 turns per mile.
Well, the best part is we're gonna be able to test all of that Duralast stuff we put on. We get to test it on this thing.
It's gonna need it.
Okay,
I know that.
Well, since I drove here and you slept, you're gonna drive and I'm gonna sit over and try to live.
I'll be glad to drive. I'd be a fool not to want to.
Okay, well, I'm gonna ride. Don't kill me.
I will put it to its paces right here.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. Here we go.
Man,
First
look,
time driving the Dodge Omni.
much power for you now, so settle down.
Whoa.
I don't know how good these tires are, Newbern.
We're gonna find out.
No, we ain't. Just be careful on these tires, bro.
Okay. Hey, you're the one that didn't change them. Guess what? Now you gotta pay.
I ain't gotta pay for nothing. David! You like this thing, don't you?
This is cool. I'd much rather do this than this for the CCS.
Oh, yes. Thank you for everybody that voted for this. We had been a C10, we've been on the ditch already.
We're not slowing down at all. Hold on.
David,
Hold
David,
on.
David,
Hold on.
David,
Hold on.
David.
Hold on. Hold on.
The back started sliding, Dave, when you stopped. David!
We lived.
Dude, you gotta admit, everything that we did to this vehicle, the radiator took it, the suspension works so much better with the lower control arms, the brakes handled fine, everything that we did, tune-up and all, was worth that.
Oh, absolutely. If we hadn't done that stuff, we'd have lost control about 19 times back there and overheated.
We lost on the first time the way he was driving.
I mean, we were in the RPMs the entire time. My eyes were glued to the road and to the temp gauge, so I thought for sure this thing was gonna run hot. But it didn't.
It didn't, it was a good radiator.
It's-
Everything's good. Like the redemption of this Omni, when we put it up to you guys to pick which one, we didn't have a clue. You guys picked it, we did it, and I have no regrets on this.
Go support your local AutoZone where they've got everything you need and nothing you don't. And until next time.
Yeah, push it, like it, click it, love it. Grr.
Oh my gosh.